No Limit Muskegon Boyz, or NLMB, is a well-known gang crew in Chicago that mainly resides in the East Side South Shore neighborhood. Two crews combined to form the group. Muskegon Boyz, an independent crew that allied itself with the Stones, and No Limit Stones, a crew that was once affiliated with the Black P Stones. NLMB is remarkable in that some of its members have become known on a national level, most notably through hip-hop artists G Herbo and Lil Bibby, who have shared their own stories about what it is like to grow up in one of Chicago's most violent communities through their music. But in spite of their popularity as a group, NLMB has been heavily involved in the current street wars in Chicago, which have resulted in the deaths of many members of their group and other gang members over the years. Due to its South Shore location, NLMB has been having run-ins with several gangs, the most notable of which is the Black P Stones' arch-rival, Gangster Disciple. Another well-known South Shore gang is Lakeside that would prove to be a nightmare for NLMB. There is also a gang known as Black Mob that has had several violent altercations with NLMB. And lastly, one of their most notorious enemies, KTS, Kill to Survive, was well documented for its very brutal methods. These conflicts have resulted in several high-profile murders and rounds of revenge that have influenced the history of the group. One of the key events in the history of NLMB was the murder of Fayzo, a very well-liked member. His murder impacted the gang severely and resulted in a series of reprisals against its competitors. G Herbo in 2014 released a mixtape, Welcome to Fazoland, dedicated to Fayzo, that would become an all-time classic Chicago drill. The recording brought to light the plight of South Shore young people and the violence that burned around them. But with murders mounting between warring gangs, Fayzo's memorial became a site of violence as well, fueling the violence. Moreover, cutthroat brothers KTS Vaughn and KTS Dre disrespected their rivals after by sporting shirts bearing the names of their deceased NLMB members. The cycle of violence and revenge between the two groups was only fueled by such disrespect. KTS Vaughn participated in some of the shootings, including the 2012 murders of NLMB members Rock and Alamo. In June of 2015, KTS Vaughn was murdered. Although the killer's identity was never established, everyone suspected NLMB based on evidence such as C-Money's alteration of his Instagram bio to Big No Limit the Smoker. KTS Dre, who was well known for his violent nature, was shot 64 times in front of Cook County Jail shortly after his release in 2021. In this war, NLMB members also lost a lot of members. The killing of Kobe in 2013 was initially attributed to KTS but was eventually traced to Black Mob. G Herbo released Ballin' Like I'm Kobe, which was a tribute to Kobe. G Fayzo, one of NLMB members, was killed in the violence. Another casualty was Mad Max. Mad Max was an NLMB enforcer who was feared for allegedly being involved in a number of shootings. Mad Max was accused of shooting and killing rapper Shoota Shells in 2017. Later, in 2018, Mad Max was shot and murdered. Feuds within the gang became worse after Vito, another prominent NLMB member, was assassinated in 2009. A man named Black Mob Boo was convicted and sentenced to 60 years for the murder of Vito. In January 2021, G Herbo's friend Lil Greg was killed in a South Loop barbershop. When G Herbo and his crew were shot at by his enemies, they almost killed him. Although a bullet passed through his leg, Herbo himself nearly delivered a headshot. Lil Bibby and G Herbo, the two biggest faces of NLMB, seemed to succeed in the music business. Lil Bibby started record company Grade A Productions with his brother G Money, signing such artists as Juice WRLD. G Herbo, however, has dropped his debut album, 25. NLMB's past is one of blood, melody, and brotherhood. Despite the group having lost a substantial number of members, G Herbo and Lil Bibby, in particular, have used music as an escape from the vicious cycle of violence that characterizes life in Chicago's most violent neighborhoods. Their tale of resilience, belief, and the reality of Chicago's streets is continually being told as NLMB's legacy continues to expand. What is your impression of Chicago's cycle of violence? Let me know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.